This woman divorced her husband to get with Billy from Stranger Things. Except it wasn't Billy, it was a catfish. A Stranger Things fan had her life turned upside down after being catfished by a scammer claiming to be Dacre Montgomery, who plays Billy in the series. The single mother says that she left her husband for the scammer after meeting on an online forum and even sent them nearly $10,000. How are people falling for this in 2023? Did they just skip 2012 of the internet where we learned that every single person trying to ask money for you on the internet is literally a catfish? Now, obviously, the real victim here is the husband, who's probably absolutely dumbfounded that his wife left him and his 7-year-old daughter just to chase apparently Billy from Stranger Things. Now, it all starts in an online forum, right? She basically went there to look for people with common interests. And apparently this relationship has been going on for a full year, and she has been his sugar mommy. Now, just by that information, you should realize how absolutely stupid this is, because why would an actor, like a super popular celebrity in one of the most popular shows on Netflix, right, who's definitely getting paid well, need your money at all? Like, imagine Robert Downey Jr. just calls me on the phone and just goes like, hey Pegasus, I actually love you, and also I need $10,000 from you. Like, the two most unbelievable things on the planet.
I am a single mom from Kentucky. I have a daughter who's about to turn 7. I have been a single parent pretty much since she's been born. I'm separated from my husband. He's estranged, I guess you could put it that way. He lives over 500 miles away. We separated because he was very toxic.
Now, one of the worst parts of the situation is the fact that she's actually a single mom, right? She has a 7-year-old daughter and somehow has this poor judgment, right? Where she's sending $10,000 to a stranger on the internet, which is absolutely absurd because that money probably is needed by her. I don't think she's uber rich at all. She probably needs that money for sending her daughter to school, sending her daughter to a good college, you know, paying off that tuition so they don't have student debt for the rest of their life. But instead, that $10,000 is being used on fucking Billy.
Me and him just really hit it off, but of course I'm suspicious from the get-go until he starts doing things that make me believe that he is who he is.
Okay, so at this point, you're probably thinking that, oh, wow, okay, so this fake Dacre Montgomery guy obviously give her some real solid evidence right here, right? Probably some receipts, bank account numbers, probably FaceTimed 11 from Stranger Things being like, oh, this is totally me. And, you know, something somewhat credible. But no, apparently the evidence is that Dacre Montgomery stopped posting on social media about the couple during that time period is what she's claiming, but even that is false. So basically there was like no evidence at all.
What's the reason that you guys aren't able to meet face to face?
Well, see, okay, that's one thing that we actually bonded over. And basically through the relationship, he was venting to me after a few months about his partner, saying she's very controlling of him. He doesn't get to do the things that he wants to do. You know, she's always there. She's always got to supervise. And I kind of empathized with that because my ex-husband was that way. At about a year after we kind of admitted feelings for each other, and he said, I want you to be my girlfriend.
Okay, so at this point, I just gotta point out that there are definitely multiple victims here, right? The scammer is an actual loser for using this emotional manipulation. Definitely jail-worthy crime, right? You're extracting money for somebody and absolutely destroying somebody's marriage. Now, if you're on the same wavelength as me over here, you're probably thinking that how do they chat for over a year without calling once, you know, photos or FaceTiming or, you know, some sort of video call or audio call to confirm that this is actually a real person, right?
When I went back into his past history, like on his Instagram and things, the romantic sort of, you know, flirty messages that they would send to each other, like, you know, post about each other, had stopped within that time period.
Oh yeah, that is some absolutely great research there. You know, check my Instagram right now. I'm actually Drake because I didn't post anything right now. So just check it right now. I bet it adds up, guys. Listen, if you are in an e-relationship, it is not a relationship if you are just chatting. You need to be voice calling, video calling every single day to keep it somewhat of a relationship, okay? This is absolutely insane. You are just chatting. You are literally a category on Twitch, okay? You're one of those goddamn viewers who thinks they're actually having a relationship with the streamer when there's nothing going on.
Because he said where she was so controlling of him and he couldn't get away from her, like she's glued at his hip, he wasn't able to call. He wasn't able to, video chat and stuff like that.
Okay, at this point, I'm calling absolute BS. So you're telling me that Dacre Montgomery's girlfriend or wife or whatever was so controlling that he didn't have a single second to talk to you, but he could message you for an entire year. He could go act and do his job because apparently they filmed Stranger Things season 4 in the middle of this. He could eat 3 meals a day. He could shower. He could exercise. He could take long walks on the beach. He could go to the fucking Himalayas and start meditating. But apparently, he just couldn't talk to you. Let me just drop some truth bombs here. Nobody, absolutely nobody, not even an A-list actor is that busy. Not even the president is that busy, okay? If you're eating 3 meals a day, you can flip and call someone for 5 minutes, okay? You can call someone for 30 seconds and say hi. Holy shit, okay? Nobody's that busy. That's clearly an excuse to get away with the scam.
He gave me an ultimatum. He said, listen, he said, it's either your husband, he said, or it's me. And I said, look, there's no competition. I said, you treat me better. So I told my ex-husband, I said, listen, I said, it's not working out. I said, you're not letting me be me. You're not letting me be free. I said, I think you need to leave. So he left. Within 2 months, he was gone.
I can't believe this. You left your husband and the father of your child for over a text conversation on the internet and sending money to this random guy. Are you absolutely kidding me right now? This dude hasn't talked to you once and he's giving you an ultimatum about your marriage? Are you kidding me? How did you possibly fall for that? Now, a bunch of people pointed out that why would Billy from Stranger Things be interested in Michaela, which is a valid thing to point out because he is a Hollywood actor and he probably has access to large amounts of women and fans. So it's very unlikely that he'll pick someone who's relatively out of shape. Obviously, it is a possibility, true love transcends anything, but I'm just guessing by someone who's a Hollywood actor who are probably some of the most vain people in existence, probably not going to be a personality type of guy,
When Stranger Things season 4 came out, the day before it came out, he texted me and he said, hey, you need to watch episode 4. And he said, if you don't watch anything else, watch episode 4. And when it came out the next day and he showed up in that episode, and I was like, well, who else would know that?
Fair enough, but there's plenty of ways to acquire that information. You could probably even pay for that information somewhere on the internet. You could maybe have some contacts somewhere, ask around, maybe go to that place, go to their building, ask for some information. Plenty of ways to get it, okay? I feel like you're a child falling for a magic trick, like, oh, how did he know my card? Like, there's tons of ways.
Why does this famous guy need money from you, Michaela?
See, I wondered that too. And then he explained it. He said, if I try to use my bank account, she's over it. He said, it's, joint. He said, so she keeps all the stuff. And he said, so I would have to ask her all the time. And I understood that point too, because my ex was very controlling over our money.
Okay, controversial opinion here. I totally agree with the husband being more controlling with the money in this case, because clearly she's incompetent, bro. She was sending $10,000 to some random person when you could have been spending it on your freaking child, man, who's 7 years old. That's disgusting. Anyways, huge W and L for the husband at the same time. W because you got rid of this person, L because she was your wife, Now click this video and I start dating Muscle Man from regular show.